y'all, 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL. But you guys can see the setup is a little different today because I am bringing you guys something new today. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, you should know something was coming up. If you guys don't follow me, don't worry, link down below for my Twitter. Make sure you guys follow me for all the latest updates and whatnot. I tweet a lot, by the way. So if you guys want to stay updated with me, Instagram too down below for that. So I was tweeting and telling you guys that stay tuned for a surprise on this channel, and this is basically the surprise. I'm going to be doing a new segment on this channel every week for DFS, Daily Fantasy Sports. So if you guys don't know what that is, I'm sure a lot of you guys do know. I play Daily Fantasy Sports a lot. In addition to season long, I'm playing against you guys in our league, 5 Sports Talk, okay? 2-0, by the way, just saying. But with that being said, I also play Daily Fantasy Sports every week, and I thought, you know what? I play and I research and I do all of these information gathering and whatnot, so why not share and spread my information with you guys so you guys all are also well informed, and let's all win some money, right? So with that being said, that's what I'm going to be doing, giving you guys basically my favorite plays, my picks, just nuggets of information here and there that I've learned throughout the week about the players and whatnot, and who I like and who I don't like, okay? So with that being said, a couple of quick notes here. If you guys have not signed up for DraftKings or Fanduel, it's your first time playing, use the link down below that I have for Fanduel to sign up. You get a couple of free plays, get started right there, then and there. Same thing for DraftKings as well. And if you guys have any questions about it, if you guys are confused on what tournaments and what GPPs are and what cash plays are, let me know. I'll try to explain it throughout the video as well. But this is really for people that are already playing DFS. Hopefully you guys, I don't want to waste too much of your time either and go through the whole intro for that. But with that being said, one other quick note here. I have the FanDuel screen pulled up because we're going to be doing a lineup on FanDuel. But with that being said, because who I like on FanDuel, I usually like on DraftKings. The thing is, I just like FanDuel's interface a little better. I just like their site better than I do DraftKings. So that's why I play FanDuel a lot more than I play DraftKings. But I have no problem with either site. You guys can ask me a DraftKings question as well, okay? So don't worry about that. I know the pricing is a little different over there, and it's full PPR, and I get it. But with that being said, we're just going to get right into it. So let's start. Let's not waste any more time. We're going to be starting with the quarterback, okay? And let us see who we like for this week. So this is going on forever. I'm going to just give you guys a couple of my favorite plays and basically talk about why I like those plays, okay? So at quarterback, I mean, last week, Tom Brady was the highest scoring guy, and, he's not in a terrible matchup, but I don't like him this week. He's playing against Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt off the edge in Houston, and they are going to put some pressure on him, so I'm not a big fan of Brady this week, even though he is at home. I have other guys that I'm targeting. Aaron Rodgers is in a good spot too, but his price is just too high. Same thing with Brady again, price too high for me. I have guys that I can save salary on that are a little cheaper. And in fact, it's the guy, the third guy you guys see on the screen here with Matt Ryan. So I like Matt Ryan a lot because I'm targeting this game, okay? Atlanta and Detroit, okay? This is one of the highest over-under games of this week. I believe it's the second. I don't know why it's the second. I think Oakland and Washington has a higher over-under for some reason. But I think this should have a better over-under. It's going to be in a dome. Matt Ryan and that offense, it's potent. Detroit's secondary is very burnable, very beatable. The only reason the Giants couldn't do anything is because the Giants' offense is flat out inept, okay? And their offensive line is trash. But Falcons, you guys know, they are a potent offense. They proved they're one of the league's best offenses by beating the Packers, and Matt Ryan is at the head of that. The thing I like about Matt Ryan is you can play him by himself. Usually, you like to stack guys with Matt Ryan with another receiver, but even if you play Matt Ryan by himself, I have no problem with that because he spreads the ball out. So I like him a lot in this matchup, even though he's going on the road because, like I said, he's going to be in a dome. So you can pair him with a Julio, you can pair him with a Mohamed Sanu or a Taylor Gabriel. Those guys are going to be on their own. They do get a lot of targets. Or even Austin Hooper, who's going to be a very, very nice GPP play. But you can go with a Matt Ryan by himself. So a naked player for Matt Ryan, you can do that as well. So I like him a lot this week. He's one of my 4 quarterback targets that I have. Basically 4 or 3, really. But I'll get into it. The next quarterback that I am targeting is Matt Stafford at 7,900. So I have the strategy in FanDuel that I like a lot, which is game stacking. because a lot of people always talk about stacking a quarterback with a receiver. Well, you know what? I like to stack the same people in the game as well, because if one side is scoring the ball a lot, chances are the other side's going to have to throw a lot. Same situation here. Matt Stafford played well last week, but didn't throw the ball a lot. This week, playing against a better team, a much better team, he's going to be forced to throw the ball. He's at home. It's a nice spot. His receivers are healthy. His running game's doing better. Amir Abdullah had a great game. The only problem with Stafford is figuring out which receiver to pair him with, because, again, you can play Stafford by himself, so a naked Stafford is fine as well. But if you want to pair him with somebody, you have guys like Galladay, you have Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, Eric Ebron. It's kind of hard. I probably lean towards Galladay and Ebron, but Tate and those other guys would be fine as well. Like I said, either or. I like Matt Stafford as a great weapon. I think he's going to have a great game this week. So Matt Stafford is another guy that I'm targeting. The third guy I'm targeting is Cam Newton, okay? And he wins I get to play the Saints this week lottery, okay? So if Cam Newton does not perform this week, something is wrong with Cam Newton. I know he has not been playing well, and he's a little banged up right now. He's got a couple injuries here. So let's read the blurb and what it says here. Shoulder, ankle, but he should be fine. He should be good to go. It might limit his rushing ability a little bit, but like I said, he's in such a dream spot. He needs to be able to produce here. So let's hope he does. With Cam, I like him a lot this week. Go with him. That Saints defense is just exactly what the doctor ordered. I know Greg Olsen is out for the year, but don't worry. Cam has more than enough weapons to hopefully produce, okay? Please, if we scroll down a little bit, these other guys I don't like too much. I'll give you guys one GPP play that you guys can use. Actually, really two. Jay Cutler's playing the Jets. You can stream him just because it's the damn Jets, okay? But I think they're going to be running the ball, so just be careful with that. But my GPP play for this week is DeShone Kizer, 6,900, cheap quarterback. He's playing the Colts. Nice matchup for him. Now, I know last week he had a migraine injury. I don't know what the hell that was about. But if he stays healthy, I think he is a good play this week with his dual threat ability. I know he lost Corey Coleman for the year, and Kenny Britt at this point just looks like he doesn't want to play football. But I think DeShone Kizer, because he can rush for a touchdown as well, can still find a way to score. And these are two bad defenses going against each other, so they're going to be putting up some points. So at 6,900, you can do a lot worse than DeShone Kizer. Go with him if you guys want to take a GPP flyer. He's going to be under-owned. Let's move on. I'm going to probably lock in Cam, like I said. If not this week, then when? Let's move on to running back here. And basically with running back, I got about 5 guys I'm targeting here. Le'Veon Bell, look, I have no problem with picking Le'Veon Bell this week. He's actually going to be under-owned a lot. The matchup is nice. I know everybody says the Bears have a nice front seven. I'm a Bears fan. I watch this team every week, okay? This Bears team is decent, but they're not going to be able to stop Le'Veon Bell, okay? Their front seven is fine, but they can get gashed, okay? They're a bend but not break type of defense. I think Le'Veon Bell is just getting his stride under him. And the reason I believe he hasn't been doing well is because I thought he was rusty because he missed all of training camp and he missed preseason. So he's finally getting his legs under him. So I think he busts out this week. Definitely 100-plus scrimmage yards. Only problem I have was price a little too high for me. But you definitely can go with Le'Veon Bell. I think he's going to be the best player for the Steelers this week as they blow out the Bears, and they'll probably run the clock with Le'Veon Bell. My favorite running back play this week by far, though, is Jay Ajayi at 8,200. And yes, I know you guys see the blurb here. He is a little banged up. His knee is acting up, but it says right here he's expected to play Sunday. So he should go for Jay Ajayi, who is going to rush all over the Jets. Here's the thing with the Jay. He is one of the few bell cow RBs we have in this league, okay? He does not come off the field, folks, okay? And that's the best part about it. Even if the the Dolphins are blowing out the Jets, you're guaranteed 3.5 quarters of Ajayi production. You gotta love it, okay? And I know the price is a little expensive, but that's because Ajayi puts up the numbers. He had 120 yards last week, no touchdown, but like I said, he's a rushing machine. He has only played 1 game this year. Everyone else has played 2 besides the Buccaneers team as well. Remember, they missed week 1, so he should be fresh. I know even though the injury is acting up a little bit, I think he can take a huge workload. Love JJ this week. Another running back target for me this week, Christian McCaffrey. Again, you're going to be seeing a lot of Panther stack here because, like I said, it's the Saints defense. If not now, then when? Christian McCaffrey's been in a timeshare with Jonathan Stewart, but I believe he will be able to break out this week. I think he's going to catch a lot of balls. I think he's going to be able to get in the end zone. And like I said, his price is pretty decent, $6,800. I can pay for that. I have no problem with that. I think he can match up that salary and give you a good return. Like I said, I think I like his floor this week. His floor should be 10 points, at least on Fanduel. DraftKings could be higher because, like I said, he's going to catch some balls. The thing is, with the only thing I worry about is goal line touches. Might go to Stewart if they get in the red zone, but they aren't able to punch it in. So hopefully McCaffrey catches, some screen passes, some halfback screens, and takes it to the house. So I like Christian McCaffrey. I like that price. So go with him, okay? And then another guy that I like this week, who is a sleeper for me, Isaiah Crowell at 6,600. This guy was hyped as one of the sleepers coming in this year. And a lot of people liked Crowell to have a breakout season. Unfortunately, he hasn't played well the first 2 games, but that's because of game stripped. And he has not been that well either. And my matchup has been tough for the Browns as well. They played the Steelers and then the Ravens, 2 good defenses in 2 weeks. Crowell finally gets a good defense this week. He plays the Colts. I think Hugh Jackson is going to pound the rock. Crowell asked for more carries to head coach Hugh Jackson. So hopefully Hugh Jackson listens to him and gets some more carries. I see 2 touchdown potential here with Isaiah Crowell. I like him a lot this week. Jump on the bandwagon before everyone else does. So love Isaiah Crowell. And then I will have one more sleeper pick for you guys. He's very cheap. I think you guys will like this play here. I am going with Theo Riddick at 5,600, okay? Again, love this Atlanta-Detroit game, okay? What are the Falcons bad at? Running backs who can catch out of the backfield. And Theo Riddick is a PPR machine. Now, I know Amir Abdullah is running well, but Theo Riddick is still an integral part of this offense. And you can even do the Stafford-Theo Riddick stack. I know it's not receiver quarterback and it's running back quarterback, but I think Riddick can catch a touchdown this week. 5,600, doesn't have to do a lot to pay off his salary. You can afford a Le'Veon Bell or a J.J. with him. So I like Theo Riddick a lot. Go with Theo Riddick as an underrated sleeper, especially for GPP this week. For cash games, I'd probably go Ajayi and maybe Le'Veon Bell. Let's lock in J, okay? And let's move on to wide receiver, okay? I have no problem with the top receivers with Julio and AB, though the price is a little bit high. I think Le'Veon Bell is going to have a better game than Antonio Brown, but I wouldn't be shocked if Antonio Brown does. Julio, like I said, you can stack him with Matt Ryan, but Ryan spreads the ball around, just letting you know that Julio didn't have a touchdown. Listen to the fact, OBJ, it just hasn't been right. I have to see him get right, so let's see what happens with that. I'm going cheap on receiver because we went expensive on RB, so we're going to go cheap on receiver. We're going to go in the 6K range here. And the first guy I'm going to pull up is, see if I can find him here, Jarvis Landry, okay? So no surprise, you're going to see that we're going to be targeting against the Jets. Jarvis Landry was a target hog last week. I think he had like 15 targets. So Jay Cutler and this game plan is going to be looking at him. Unfortunately, he didn't produce a lot of yards. So if you guys can tell, my next receiver is going to be Devontae Parker. So one of these 2 guys is going to have a monster game. You had that same dilemma last week, and Michael Crabtree had 3 touchdowns. So here's what I am recommending. Make the same lineup. Put Jarvis Landry in one lineup and put Devontae Parker in the other. They're only about $300 difference in salary. I think Landry $6,800 and Devontae Parker, $6,500. So just save yourself the trouble, spend the money to do both. If I had to pick one, put a gun to my head and pick one, I think Parker has a breakout game this week, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Jarvis Landry takes a slant route to the house and has a better game. So love the Jets. I think they are going to have a great game. T.Y. Hilton. I have been staying away from T.Y. all year. I'm not touching him. I haven't been touching him until Luck is back, but the matchup is juicy against this burnable Browns team, and Jacoby Brissett is better than Scott Tolzien. So if you want to go with an underrated sleeper because everybody is sour on T.Y., now might be a good time. His price is low, $6,700. I don't mind T.Y. Hilton here, but there's another guy I'm looking at, Kelvin Benjamin, playing the Saints. Again, if not now, then when? No Greg Olsen. So Kelvin Benjamin is going to get all of the red zone looks, hopefully. You can also look at Devin Funchess. He's only $4,800. He's dirt cheap, but I like, of course, Kelvin Benjamin. He's higher in the pecking order. And you can stack him with Cam Newton. So definitely like Kelvin Benjamin. So would definitely look at that. Let's go a little bit cheaper at receiver if you guys are looking cheaper than that. And I like the Detroit receivers as well. I mentioned Kenny Galladay a little earlier. I think he's good to catch at least one deep ball in this game. That'll put his yardage total up high. I think he can catch one of those, hopefully one in the end zone. So if you want to pair him with Stafford, you can. It costs $5,900, so it's pretty cheap. I like Kenny Galladay. And then my last player, he's going to be dirt cheap, but he might be chalk this week, folks. So just be wary of the fact. Rashard Higgins. Where are you, Rashard Higgins? 5,100. The Browns' #1 receiver now. He is the #1 receiver on the Browns. Rashard Higgins is going to get all of the snaps. Corey Coleman's out for the year. Kenny Britt doesn't want to play football anymore. Or he sucks at it. So Rashard Higgins, like I said, he's going to be chalk this week because he had a good game last week, but he's good chalk. Okay, I think he's good chalk like Ty Montgomery was last week. So I would go with Rashard Higgins. You can probably want to go with AB or Julio. So no problem with going with Rashard Higgins. Let's lock in one of Landry or Parker. I'm probably going to lock in. Let's lock in Parker. They're both saying they're both questionable, but I think they'll play this week. Let's go with tight end. I don't know why I have Gronk linked up, but I do not like Gronk this week, by the way, just so you guys know. There's only 2 tight ends I'm targeting this week, and I'll be straight up with it. It's Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is my first tight end. He just gets a lot of targets, and I know it's a tough matchup against the Giants, but that's only for the corners. Janoris Jenkins, we don't know if he's playing this week, so Alshon Jeffrey, he might cover him. And then you have Torrey Smith on the other side. Nelson Aguilar, I know he's there as well, but to me, he's also touchdown dependent. Zach Ertz just gets receptions after receptions. He's had a monster start to this season. He might be a little chalk this week just because, you know, he's been playing so well. But I have no problem with Zach Ertz, who's put up very respectable numbers first 2 weeks. Look at that, 18 targets. He's at, 13 catches, 93 and 97 yards. Love Zach Ertz. I think he's a great cash game play, so definitely play him. Let's go with my favorite tight end of this week, 100. I am locking in Jack Doyle every week. Guys, he's been flying under the radar, okay? Even when Scott Tolzien was under center. He can't throw to anybody, but he can throw to Scott Tolzien. Jack Doyle gets the checkdowns. He was good when Andrew Luck's there. He's good when Andrew Luck's not there because he's a very reliable threat for the quarterback for Jacoby Brissett. Like I said, he's been fairly good this week. Last week he had 8 catches for 79 yards. Week before, only 2 catches for 41 yards. But remember, that was with Scott Tolzien. I like Jack Doyle. I think he is a lock for me this week. The matchup is great against the Browns. Make sure to lock in Jack Doyle. You won't regret it. Let us lock in. Let me lock in Jack Doyle, actually. Why am I'm skipping there. And real quick, just going to go. I usually don't vary with kickers a lot. I usually have 1, 2, at most 3. But this week I'm going with Graham Gano. If the if the Panthers not able to get in the end zone, they're definitely going to be able to get into field goal range. I think every series. So I'm going with Graham Gano. I think he's going to have a good game, and I think he's been pretty decent this season to start the year with the Panthers. 9 and 11. I think you can lock in Graham Gano. And then my favorite defense. I've got a couple of defenses this week. I'm looking at Miami. You can stream them against the Jets, of course. But Josh McCown's been playing decent. He threw 2 touchdowns last week, so you're really asking for a pick 6. Steelers against Mike Glennon. Definitely he could fall apart. He could throw a pick 6. Another underrated defense. Look out if Case Keenum starts for the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Bradford does not play. I like the Buccaneers defense. They're cheap at 4,600, so I'm looking to target them. But make sure to keep and update the injury news to see if Sam Bradford plays. But other than that, I'd probably go with the Dolphins or the Steelers. But you can't go wrong with either of those 3. So there you have it, folks. Those are my favorite plays for FanDuel and basically DraftKings this week. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys win some money. Hopefully this helps you guys a lot. And let me know if you guys want me to keep doing these segments on this show. Thank you.